Welcome to CappingTV, ladies and gentlemen. This is ozfortress Season 26, and tonight we're going to be casting the intermediate semi-finals between White Noise and WTF Am I Doing. Tonight we'll have myself and Zildjian casting, and we'll have Mitch on production. How are we tonight, Zildjian?
Good, mate. How are you, Alibasa?
Doing splendidly. Now, I'm really excited for this match because these two teams are very competitive and they're very close.
Yes, indeed. This is... Well, what the fuck am I doing? They're a bit of an old blokes team. Most of these people have been around for a very long time and been dicking around in intermediate for the last few seasons. So it's been very interesting to see their rise to back to, I'd say, probably top intermediate still. I mean, clearly here we are at semi-final. And do you know much about the other team?
I do, actually. I was the original founder of this team, so I know quite all the members very well. Benny and Bill on Scouts are just so powerful, they work so well together, and the soldiers on White Noise, T3 and KPC, they're just selfless. They'll just throw their life away in order to make sure that the team gets the cap or the team gets the round. And Meth does so much work on demo, Rem's an excellent medic. It's just a very strong roster, and they all coordinate really excellently together.
That is true. I can speak from personal experience that you are exactly right. KPC is a very selfless roamer. He's always going to put the team ahead of himself, and yeah, KPC spent a good little stint in top 4 Prem a few seasons ago, playing for teams such as Right Wing Death Squad, and then a few of the other sort of like meme teams that were built around that back in the day. And they're very he's a very, very excellent player. In terms of the other ones, I don't really know much about T3. I've seen Benny and Bill around a lot, obviously, and Remorse has been around for ages as well, right? And I think we're about to go live here on our first map, which is CP Pro Lands, and you're watching the ozfortress Season 26 Intermediate Grand Finals between White Noise and What Am I Doing?
I'm going to be watching Meth Monkey for this mid. He's generally doing a lot of good work on mids, so I want to see how he approaches this Pro Lands mid.
Alright, let me just get my view models up, and we can see both the men arriving pretty similar times in mid, both playing that the right side and what's it called? Anyway, decent demo coming on, but lots of damage immediately going straight in the way of White Noise, and 3 players are going to go down straight away for What Am I Doing, and leaving both scouts up on the side of White Noise, which should make for an easy clean up here, and it will. That's a total wipe for What the fuck am I doing on the first mid. Excellent play.
T3 there just had such an excellent early bomb. He did so much damage to the combo and managed to get the med pick, and from that the scouts on blue just managed to recollapse and just wipe for the rest of the mid.
Indeed, now we're seeing obviously the usual setup on Pro Lands here. We've got Feggy on Soldier Pocket for the What the fuck am I doing? Setting up on Engineer with the Pyro from Lambda and a Sniper from Bread, which is they're going to need it because they've got this 100% Uber dis ad for this push, and White Noise are just going to be taking lobby now, seeing if they can make their way in without taking too much damage, and they'll have to suss out the situation and get ready to go. And the Uber's going to be coming in right now. It's a solo. It's a multi-Uber onto 2 scouts. Lamb just doing so much work to deny that, and he will finally go down. But Benny's going to be a casualty in that Uber, and it leaves 1 scout on 40 health, and the rest of White Noise very low as well. The Demo Man's going to go down. And that's a completely failed last push there. Lambda on that Pyro just completely denying that Uber.
The sort of setup that WTF Am I Doing was running was just so hard to push on Pro Lands last. Having the Pyro, the Engineer, and the Heavy to just deny Uber completely just makes it so hard to push into last, and as you can see, just didn't work out for White Noise in the end.
Indeed, and Bonk just doing Bonk things there, putting stickies in the exact right location to deny that potential bomb from KPC to try and defend it. And it means they're actually going to be able to, because of White Noise being down 2, they're actually going to lose 2 points almost for free here. They've got this about 25% Uber dis ads that's What the fuck am I doing? I managed to pick up, but meanwhile Meth has taken down Feggy with, I suppose that was a trap, but we've now got soldiers jumping onto the Spire, and the Uber has been popped in here in trash. Scouts will both get a pick, and they'll actually end up picking Remorse when he had that 95%. Very rough.
It's going to be such a dire hold here from the blue team. I'm not sure how they're going to be able to stop with just the relentless aggression from WTF Am I Doing. They've got heals, and well, they actually opted to wait a little bit, and Rem's going to come up, but they do have about 50% ad or 40% ad on White Noise, so they're probably just going to grind out the Uber, then just try and take the Uber through.
Yeah, this is a very intelligent team. we're watching here. This Lambda team, that they're always going to take their time. You know, they know they're going to have this 50 ad, so they may as well just suss out the situation early. If there's a potential sentries, make sure they take them down. But now we've got the 50% ad, and here comes the push from the demo scout Uber top left. The heavy's going to go straight down, lots of damage onto the sentry. Bonk's going to be putting stickies onto the point and at the spawn door. Big damage coming out from the pyro on the floor there. He's probably going to end up taking down Bonk here, and both the scouts will pick up good frags on that fight. And now it's just Lambda and Bread left on the point. So that's another failed last push, but it was mighty close with KPC and Bill both walking away with sub 50 health.
Indeed, and we're going to see Bill and KPC taking Spire right now, just getting the cap down, and it looks like what WTF am I doing? I'm actually going to get forwards here, so if they want to roll us into mid, it's going to be quite a lot harder, and it looks like they're actually like not taking a lot of ground on second at all.
Indeed, and something else to notice is that Remorse has switched over to that Crits Creek to see if they can build up a little bit of ad for a potential sneaky pick. But he's not been building very well, to be honest. In fact, Rav4 has actually gotten the same amount of Ubercharge, and they're currently running crits, so some pretty poor building from White Noise, which might be a bit of a nail in the coffin running Crits Krieg into this fully charged Uber here.
Well, I am excited to see maybe a meth crits. It's always exciting watching those crit stickies rain down. He's using right now.
There it is.
Oh, but he beefed on the med, and the med's going to kite that away safely. He does manage to trade with the demo, but it looks like they're just going to take house and just play it safe, walk back through choke with full Uber ad. And there it is.
He's going to come straight back in now from, what am I doing? He's going to bomb immediately onto Remorse and take him down. So the Demo Man will go down as well, leaving just Benny and T3 alive on second. Benny's going to run his way out to last. Swap over to that heavy for this potential defense. But yes, excellently played from What the Fuck Am I Doing there. Just managing to survive the crits. Mostly keep their medic alive in that crits and use that Uber ad to just push them back on second now that they've got nothing to defend it with.
Well, if you look at this Siljan, the Uber ad's actually not that bad on the side of White Noise. Post Uber, Ravu wasn't really healing anyone, so as a result, there's only about 20% ad, so if they're going to move on this Uber advantage, they're going to have to do it quickly, otherwise Remorse is going to get Uber and just completely shut down their last push.
Yes, that might be not something that they've picked up on though, like Rav probably reckons he's got bigger ad than he does, so that, see when they choose to push. Lambda's going to be shooting from main here, just trying to take down the sentry that's been set up by Bill, but it's being closely guarded by T3 on that Pyro. The Uber's going to come in now. There's only 70% on the side of Remorse. The Pyro's done good work at denying that Uber, and there's currently a scout trap behind points. Weapon fire is super low, fighting that heavy, but he will end up taking him down, and the frags are going very much in the favor of What the Fuck Am I Doing right now. Well played Uber there.
Yeah, I saw Meth Monkey trying to use the loose cannon to try and juggle them around a little bit in addition to the Pyro, but I don't think it really worked out for them, and you know, it was just 40, the small ad of 20% just drifted out to 40, and there wasn't really much they could do there.
And here we are watching this next mid. Bonk is choosing to run the lower ground there, so what the fuck am I doing? I'm going to walk up the enemy's shit house and onto their combo, but it's not going to work out for them straight away because Weapon Fire and Lambda go straight down, but Bread gets right onto Slaphead and T3 takes him down. Medic is super low. Remorse is currently being dueled by Bread on the second here. He's 8 health. He manages to pick up Remorse. Excellent play from Bread there.
And with Red's med living, it's going to be very difficult for them to counteract this extreme Uber disad, but Benny's going on the flank, and Ravu's getting close. Oh, what a pipe from Bonk. I was about to say he's about to get closed in on all fours, but he's got Bonk to protect him, so Ravu manages to survive with 100% Uber ad after that mid-fight.
It's very much on Bread there. It's very excellent play at the end of that mid to just make the last-ditch effort to take down the medic. He's done very well there, leaving 100% Uber ad here for this pushing on second. It's actually turned into more of a 60% now, but the Uber's going to be used here in this valley area. They're going to run it straight in through straight through lobby, trying to get onto the demo man, but they're not going to be able to do much with that Uber. In fact, that Uber's basically done just to take lobby, but the spam is super good in lobby now. And Bill's going to go down to a nice rocket from Lambda.
But with Uber coming up on Remorse very soon, I think Red's just going to have to cut their losses and make like a tree and leaf very soon, because otherwise they're going to get completely owned by this Uber. But they get force coming through Shutter. I didn't see exactly what happened, but it's very unfortunate. They're going to manage to get second with this just based off player out alone, but it was unfortunate they got force coming through trash there.
Well, that's what the fuck am I doing needed. They needed to force that Uber there, otherwise they would be potentially looking at losing middle here as well, which is not what they want. Got Lambda up on the classic position up there on the top right, looking down at Choke. And it looks like might have a bit of a stalemate here for a few moments, but what the fuck am I doing? And not a team to not use an ad. So let's see if they're going to do something with this 100%, with 50% Uber ad here. Yes, they are. They're going right through Choke. And the Uber's going to be used, again, not to do a whole lot, to be brutally honest. Like, not sure if it was a complete force or if it was just using to, you know, get themselves in. But they're going to be fighting in lobby here, and Bread's going to take down, get a good frag onto T3, and actually Bread's still going onto Benny, and Bills are going to be left pretty weak as well, backing out to last, but Bonk isn't stopping. Bonk is straight onto last, setting up some stickies, trying to make sure this lobby area is completely theirs.
I mean, they got good frags with the Ubers. They ended up getting both soldiers and a scout, but just couldn't get the force out of the mid here. And as I just say that, they're going to be using through onto bats. Meph's going to go through drop down, and this Bill's going to be fighting the soldier on Spire. Absolutely destroys him with a few meat shots, and the soldier goes down. With that, 4 down.
Yeah, but there are currently 3 players at last. I just noticed that there was one scout from White Noise on last there, and they were all. No, sorry, one scout from, what the fuck am I doing? On last, and White Noise said 3 players back to deal with him.
Yeah, backcaps can be so powerful on Badlands. The cap rate just feels so much faster than other maps.
Indeed, and the Uber's going to be coming through Choke now. What the fuck am I doing? Trying to take this midpoint and potentially get onto the medic here, which they're doing a lot of damage to Remorse. Remorse is super low, he will go down, but there's a lot of health left on, as I say that, they all fall anyway. So a lot of health left on White Noise to be able to do something here, and they're trying to get onto Rav. An excellent play from Benny, taking down Rav. That's what they needed.
Makes this last hold a lot more, you know, sustainable for White Noise. You know, without the heals to push in through Badlands, there's so many choke points they've got to clear that soldiers and demos can just spam, and it looks like they're just struggling to get in, just going to leave lobby at this point.
Oh no, KPC ticking around on second, fails a jump and ends up getting meat shot down. But yes, you're right. That's probably a decent play from KPC there. He's distracted long enough to leave White Noise plenty of time to set up here. And the Ubers will be completely even, both teams building. It's classic Badlands last stalemate.
How do you feel the best way for White Noise to break this stalemate would be? You know, it's even Ubers, they're sitting on Pro Lands last. Like, what can they do here to, like, reverse the fight into their favour?
For White Noise's side, I mean, there isn't a whole lot of it. As you say, it's so risky to do anything on Badlands with that increased cap time. I mean, I'd assume that either Benny or Bill or any of them really have a decent sniper up their sleeve.
I do know Benny is a fierce sniper.
Having said that, here he is, rolling up here. And I think this might be one of the only ways I can think of to do, you know, to get some ground.
Oh, there it
goes.
What a play from Benny, dude.
Benny right onto Rav, and now all that White Noise have to do here is to take it slow and make sure not to fuck up this last push out. They're going to leave the engineer with the sentry on last. I think that's a good idea.
Bill dies to his own sentry. What?
Oh no.
Oh no, and Rem's been forced in lobby, and it's just a 1v1 with the scout, manages to clean it up. Fortunately, the Ubers...
They still will probably be able to get on the second hit, so...
Wow, it's really unfortunate.
Oh dear. Yeah, they will be able to get on the second hit. Bonk is doing his best to try and get Benny off this Spire here, but I reckon they might be a little bit... No. And it's just Benny on second. I thought they might have been a little bit too deep. And Bonk might have been collapsed on here, but I think he's going to make it out totally fine. And there you go. I guess that's how you push out of last defense. You just make sure your engineer dies to his own sentry.
Well, you predicted it perfectly. Just get one of your gats, come up sniper, drop the med, and then that's how you reverse the fight. It's exactly what you said.
Easy done. Yeah, I suppose that... I mean, yeah, honestly, Badlands is so strange pushing out of... Even like, pushing... It's even very easy to ruin last pushes as well, as the attacking team on Badlands. But we're seeing a little bit of a stalemate here. Actually, they wouldn't know, but Rav picked himself up about a 15% ad, but Both teams are going to get the Uber here, and so we're going to be seeing a bit of a stalemate and choke.
I'm curious to see what WTF am I doing might do in terms of a sack to try and get this blue medic to force. And we do see a trade from...
that was some good rockets from Feggy.
Yeah, Feggy's just absolutely insane on Soldier. He doesn't miss.
I was watching that from T3's perspective, and I was like, oh, T3's got that easy frag, and then he dies first somehow. So yeah, excellent play, and I guess one or both of them will come up on an off-plot. No, neither. Yes, no, T3 will go to that spy.
He is on his main. T3 the spy main.
Alright, and he's going to be making his way in through Valley here. This might be a pretty good play, actually. I'm not sure I'd expect it.
If WTF am I doing have brushed up on white noise demos, they'll be sure to see a few T3 spies, so...
Right.
Around about this point is when I'd be turning my back as the medic to try and look around for T3.
Damn, he's not got much cloak left on that cloak and dagger there, and yeah, you might be right. A lot of the players are spinning around, looking around, but actually, I don't know, there might be a chance of him getting onto Rem.
This is perfect.
Here. It's pretty good, and White Noise are doing a very good job of pushing in right at the top.
Yes!
There it is, T3 right onto Rav, and he's going to live as well, and Lambda going to come straight in to try and force that Uber out of Remorse, but no such luck. And we're going to be seeing White Noise pushing through choke here, trying to get onto the rest of what the fuck am I doing, and the Uber will be forced out eventually. So I suppose that's a pretty good comfort. Again, you would have been probably looking at second if they hadn't managed to get the Uber out there, but T3 coming through, the big medic drop. And on comes both the soldiers, double bomb here to try and pick up Remorse, and wow, what the fuck am I doing? I've actually just like completely retaken mid. I didn't even see completely how that happens, but
it was just some great coordination from their soldiers. One was caught behind on second, the other was a spawner, and they both just clapped on mid and just cleaned up frags. Scout was there to click on people, so it was just some great coordination and aggression, which I'm guessing White Noise weren't expecting.
What a unfortunate thing to have your medic to drop the medic twice in a row, and you end up back on your own last again.
It's just another Badlands thing.
Just hashtag Brolands. Again, we are watching the intermediate semi-finals here in season 26, and it's currently 1-0 in favour of What the Fuck Am I Doing versus White Noise, and we're seeing another classic Badlands last stalemate. Actually, there's a 50% disad on the side of Remorse here, and it looks like what the fuck am I doing? I'm trying to look bottom right, see if they can anything, but meanwhile Lambda's going to go down through main, and the Uber's going to come out top left. KPC is going to be picked off by Feggy on the far left, and the Uber has been pretty well denied here, and the Sentry hasn't managed to go down, and that's something you definitely need to focus on here. And yeah, that's another failed last push.
I feel like they didn't have enough people in that Uber. They brought the Scout and the demo in, but they really needed more people to clean up on that Pyro than focus attention on the Sentry, because they were just getting juggled around and couldn't do anything.
Yeah, you're right. I thought that they were going bottom right because I saw Feggy there on the flicking through cameras, but it turned out that the combo was still going through top left. They were just putting Feggy and Bread in through bottom right. Try and get that pick on KPC, which they did. And now we're going to see the White Noise Uber pushing onto middle point here. Lambda's going in for the force, but the Uber's already been used in T3. T3 and KPC die? How does that happen?
Yes, this isn't looking good as White Noise, or excuse me, WTF am I doing, are looking to retake mid. Ravu, 90%, he's with 50 health, he just needs a stray pill or a rocket to clean him up here. Oh. And they get forced. Pretty good play from Meth, who's just raining stickies down over train and managed to get the force.
That'll do it, but Bill, I mean, Bonk is going pretty deep here to try and get these players, and he's ended up with not much health left, and Rav also 70 health with the stickies, the threat of stickies coming from all around. KBC's going to pick him up in the end. And it looks like What the Fuck Am I Doing going to be forced out of choke once again.
And with the Dem and Scout pick there, they're going to have free reign to walk into second, even though there's a slight bit of Uber disad. And it looks like they're just going to walk straight in with pretty much no contestant other than Lambda, who's fallen off Spire, is now running out trash. But yeah, pretty clean push from White Noise. It was very calculated.
We're going to be seeing White Noise take this second point here, and they're going to have a chance here. Well, it's even Uber's last defense with the off classes is not ideal in any sense of the word on Badlands here. Wonder if White Noise are going to try and just probably not. They're probably going to. No, they are going to go in here and try and. The Pyro's doing the same. No, he managed to pick up the Pyro a bit early here. The Uber's going to be traded. The Sentry's in a weird spot. It's behind the point, and that combined with the Heavy is going to take down T3 and sort of just stun that push before it started. Bonk putting like lots of damage lower, and Bill and Meth trying to pick up these kills and bottom.
I'm surprised Bill got that frag there. It seemed like he should have died a lot earlier, but I think it was a bit strange for them to take an even Uber exchange into Pro Lands last, especially with all the off classes. You know, there's not really much you can do against an Ubered Heavy and Pyro in that small choke point in the top left. So,
I wonder if it was a bit of miscommunication around the Uber tracking.
Potentially, but while they're grinding the Uber, it looks like White Noise are just going to be chilling on second, chilling on Grey Bridge. And T3. I don't think WTF have any incentive to push out off this because, you know, they've got 1 point up. It's on Pro Lands. It's very stalematey. And as you said, Zildjian, we've got T3 sneaking in lower right, getting on the T3 cam.
Wonder how this is going to go this time. He has not got much cloak to make it all the way out of the side, and look at that. The Pyro is just literally walking around spy checking. He's got a tricky job ahead of him here, T3. And he's been spotted by the sniper anyway. He's going to end up going down to the Sentry, so it's a bit of a fail push there, but fail pick attempt. Is someone else in? Wait, what?
Looks like Meth got baited by his team.
Okay. Well,
it must have been another miscommunication, you know, maybe the team just walked out and didn't think to tell Meth.
Interesting. Actually, I don't know, to give them their due, that probably what happened there was that Meth was trying to do some distraction play so that the spy could get something done.
Yeah, I think you're right with that.
We're going to see what the fuck am I doing here, trying to retake the second point. It's going to be fairly easy. Lots of arrows being put out by Remorse.
And Bill's flanking.
Meth has actually arrived right in time, just in order to do a bit of damage, but both him and Benny are going to go down. As you say, Bill's flanking still just... Oh, he picked up bread.
Picked up the med and bread.
Did he?
Yep.
God damn.
Bill's absolutely insane, bro.
Alright, well. That's a bit of a saving grace, or very much a saving grace, as we've now got 100% Uber ad on the side of Remorse.
They could roll this all the way to last, and this could be the round for White Noise.
Indeed. It's a weird scene to walk on T3, just looking at some stickies. And they're going to be trying to force... What the fuck am I doing out here? What's T3? He just went to do a rocket jump and didn't fire a rocket. But they have taken the point here, and they've still got that 70% ad. But we've immediately got all their off classes on the side of what the fuck am I doing? But big damage from the Uber charge. But Bonk is going to pick up... How does that happen? Like, Bonk looked to be in such a dire position there, but he picked up 3 kills. Confused.
I mean, I think it was a good call from White Noise to just take the Uber straight through main. I just think they were having a hard time cleaning up all the frags, and Ravu was distributing his heals quite nicely, so everyone was quite healthy at the end of the Uber. So Bonk could just collapse and just hit some nice sticks and pipes. Yeah,
it just looked to be very. It looked to me like Bonk was in a pretty bad position, like he was about to be killed by the stickies of Meth, but didn't work out like that. And now here we are again with what the fuck am I doing? I'm trying to push mid with the 70% Uber ad here. They might just have to use it to get through here. But that will certainly be the ambition of White Noise, to try and make sure the medic uses here and they don't get this point for free. And in comes, yeah, there it is. In comes KPC and T3 to try and get the force, and that is worth it in my opinion. Maybe not 3 players there, but they have forced that Uber charge out, meaning that as long as they play pretty passively, they shouldn't be able to. They shouldn't lose second here. They're going to be able to leapfrog it with that 60% Uber ad.
I mean, it was unfortunate that Benny died in the end there. They did have the trade-off of picking up Bonk. They're still going to try and walk through choke here. There's not really much on Spire apart from Bill to contest this aggression.
Yeah, the players are too late. Like they're pretty far behind these respawners, and it looks like Remorse is going to be forced out in a pretty awkward situation here. They're going to be able to pick up weapon fire and Lambda for their troubles, but what the fuck am I doing? Just going to get right the way out of choke, and probably not much opportunity to chase him here. Unless no, Meth on 50 health won't be able to do anything against that. Bill's nearly going to get picked up here by Feggy and House, but he's going to make it out with 10 health.
It feels like the combo just got of White Noise just got stuck in no man's land on second. They were taking all this spam from the soldiers and demos and scouts, and they're just standing on the low ground. It was very hard for Rem not to get forced there.
Indeed, and yet again we've just seen another complete leapfrog here. Another 60% Uber ad on the side of Remorse. Let him to try and get into. Oh, but look at this! The combo's actually flanked from Valley here, and Benny's gone down super low. But they actually noticed in the end, and Bonk is now super low. 9 health. He's going to go down. But they're onto Remorse. They managed to pick him up. Now they just, I suppose they need to pick up Rev here. Bill and Benny still left on second. Both the soldiers coming in now, and it's only Rav left alive in house. Really good coordination once again from the soldiers there.
Yeah, I think it was a bit interesting how WTF are doing wanted to push that through Valley, even though they had Uber Disad. They had both soldiers down on the side of White Noise, so they just wanted to push that into second, try and get the med pick before he gets Uber. Did manage to get the med at 90%, but unfortunately the rest of White Noise was there to clean up on the frags, and just ended up being a wipe.
Yes, I can see the logic there though. You kind of want to break that. Wait, where? Oh damn, Weapon Fire is on Sniper right now, and apparently he's just missed a very, well not missed, but didn't even look at the crucial shot. Well, that didn't happen, so now we've got, wow, White Noise all the way back to, what the fuck am I doing's last once again. We've got the Sentry already up, level 2. What else we've got? We've got the Pyro coming up, no Sniper, 10 with yet, but you know, we've seen this setup last so many times tonight. Lambda getting a bit greedy though. He's going to end up going down to just 16 health and will immediately be picked off, but the Uber was forced out very early from White Noise, or at least ended up using it very early, which means that the counter Uber from What the Fuck Am I Doing has taken a lot more ground than they'd hoped.
Yeah, I feel like it was a bit of a doomed Uber. Like, it was very even, and although they got the Pyro pick, the Sentry was just on the opposite side of where they were trying to push, so there was really not much they could do with that Uber.
Lambda is still on the Pyro, obviously. This is Badlands we're talking about. The Sentry's going to be spammed down by KPC, but he's immediately going to try and put it back up again. They might not have the time. Man, I wonder if... they're probably... I mean, it's like 10% ad here from... So, big...
On point.
Big cap time from Benny. Runs straight to point, and that's... I see what they might be trying to do this here. All they have to do is try and get... All they have to try and do is try and touch a player onto point, a scout for just a moment, and what the fuck am I doing? I have to drop immediately to defend that, which they have done. They picked up Bill with some ease, but T3's getting on there. He's going to be picked up, and so again, I suppose that's another fail push.
Lambda just no respects Meth and walks over 3 stickies, ends up dying for it, and the demo's going to catch out Meth. Oh my god, Meth! Absolutely insane, hitting a nuts pipe onto Bonk. And he's going to go for the meted lobby too.
Here he is.
Oh,
he's getting
swords.
1v1. He's getting 1v1.
No.
3 saws!
Ravu.
3 saws for Rav.
That is disaster for White Noise. Now Ravu has full Uber ad. There's only 3 minutes 20 left. And they could be able to roll this pretty hard.
Oh no. KPC is going to be picked up here. Is anyone else trapped in? Yep. T3's already on point. They are going to force the Uber out in second on mid here, and be a solo scout Uber trying to push forward onto that comment, trying to pick him up, but it's not going to happen. Bill's trying to big dick it and choke, taking the 1v1 with Bread with a medic. Yeah, you are right. That's a pretty big opportunity down the toilet there, and now looking at what the fuck am I doing in a pretty good position here.
We're going to be taking an Uber through house right now. Managed to get the pick onto Lambda, and Meth is bombing into their choke, but they've kited it out safely with both scouts alive to escort the med out. And the other scout, oh sorry, Weapon Fire wasn't escorting the med, he was trying to get on Rem. Manages to get him down to 17 health, but Rem manages to kite it and grab the health pack from his hut.
Yeah. Big damage from Weapon Fire there, nearly paid off, and now we're seeing again the 70% Uber ad on the side of what the fuck am I doing? And they're gonna get forced in a pretty bad position here, but Having said that, good stickies from Bonk will pick up Bill, and T3 is probably going to go down on the top of this spire here as well. Here he is, KBC trying to get onto the med, no damage done. Also actually picks up Lambda there. I suppose that will be the only consolation prize for what the fuck am I doing?
I mean, a force there is actually pretty big because with the limited time they have left, they're going to need to try and force some Uber advantage in order to, you know, cap second, get back onto WTF am I doing's last, and when you've got limited seconds, you know, it's a big time crunch. So it's good that they're going for these big plays.
I agree, and we're now seeing White Noise trying to get super deep into their enemy lobby with the Uber and a spy. Okay, Rav is going to get this Uber here as well, and they're going to end up trading Ubers. But what? Hang on, T3 is going to pick up Bonk. This is chaos mode from White Noise right now. Oh no, but KBC might lose this 1v1 to
they need to get the cap.
Oh
my god, KBC!
Huge rockets, and this is actually fantastic with now them 3 down. They're right down, and now this looks like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm just going to have to throw all their bodies onto it, but the spy's on point. No, he's going to go straight down to weapon fire and Bread there.
Oh, they're all so weak.
They're all so weak, and it's another 15-second spawn on the other 2 players, so what the fuck am I doing? But having said that, there are only 3 players up on the side of White Noise. Bill and T3 will spawn slightly sooner, but they've only got 30 seconds to do this here, and it's just Meth and Remorse left alive. Trying to meet up here in lobby hit.
It's looking so dire for White Noise. They just can't seem to get any positioning.
Oh man, I mean, it's gonna have to be a pretty successful drive push here in order to do this. They're gonna be coming through bottom right, but Feggy's gonna get right onto. Yeah, and there's not enough time to do it now. So close though, damn.
Such a back and forth game. It seems like a fitting conclusion to the map.
Indeed, but wowee, that's not that's gonna be pretty disheartening for White Noise. I'd say, actually, maybe not. You know, I think everyone will agree that they both played well there. Both teams did. We saw a lot of good coordination between the both of them, and yeah, very impressed with the soldiers and Demoman. Actually, everyone's played very well tonight.
Absolutely, I think WTF am I doing had a lot more coordinated aggression when they had Uber advantage. I don't think White Noise necessarily did anything wrong, but I think they were just a bit, you know, shaken up by how aggressive WTF were, especially when it came to like really small advantages. They just seemed to be like standing around, not really expecting anything to happen, and then the entirety of Red would just like flood through choke and then just get 3 frags, and they were just kind of left scratching their heads saying, well, why did they do that? They were very confused.
Yes, this team, what the fuck? Very, very aggressive, very everyone with super high DM as well, of course, which is I think a bit of a running theme in Intermediate at the moment, so for the most part. Having a look at these logs here, very low damage in game, just due to the nature of the stalemating nature of ProLens. Meth coming out on top with 265 DPM, going 14 and 14, 5 KAD. Bread actually putting out huge numbers here with 263 damage, only 2 less than the enemy demo, and going 31 for 12 on the scout there.
Yeah, Bread and Bonk and Ravu were just playing so tightly together as a combo. Bonk was just dishing out damage with his sticks, and then Bread was there to clean it up, get the frags, and like as you could see, he had a 2.5 KD ratio. Like Bread was seriously popping off. And he was just playing. He was playing it smart too. You know, he wasn't overextending.
I agree. And other notable stats in this is Bill having a very good game as well. 244 DPM, going 28 and 14. Again with a 2.0 KD. Big game from Bill there. Unfortunately, you probably have to point out both T3 and Benny not doing heaps of damage, and T3 actually going 9 and 23. It's a rough game for himself, but he had his moments, as we know.
I've spoken with T3 at length about how he feels the best way to play Pocket is, and what he really likes doing is just making space for his team. And that's what I was saying at the start of the stream about, you know, the soldiers on White Noise are so selfless. He doesn't care if he gets 9 and 23 and sub 200 DPM. All he cares about is, did he make space for his team in those deaths? And was he like you know, making the aggression that the rest of his combo needs in order to push through a choke.
We are going live here. I just want to also quickly mention that that selfless nature is very obvious in the fact he's only picked up 17% heals compared to Bill and Meth's 27 to 29 respectively. But here we are onto the second map here. So Radiocast apparently. Yes, it's the second map here on Snakewater, and KPC's going to be arriving super early at mid, but taking a lot of damage and retreating into his own kitchen there. Now Bonk is going to be walking straight across mid. Big pipes onto Meth, and will take him down right away, but big flank from T3 picking up Bonk, and actually the health is not good on the side of either team here, but it's just going to be Benny and Remorse left on the point, but Remorse is way out. Is he not? Yes, he's already back at lobby. Remorse identifying very early that mid-fight was going pear-shaped.
Well, both demos wanted to walk forward at the same time, and they actually met each other. They were touching noses on mid, and it looked like Bonk just had the ping advantage, managed to get the pipe up first, because they both piped each other at the exact same time.
Damn. Yeah, no, it was interesting there. We're going to be seeing it's only about a 20% ad here because Remorse did get out, but we've got Benny on the sniper. Keeping an eye on him after the last map. And, wait, Bread died and Lambda died? Okay, well... Both two players have gone out on the what the fuck am I doing side. I'm not sure how that happened, but the Uber's actually been forced here in lobby, and Bonk will drop down, and accidentally the Uber will be forced as well onto exchange here, and leaving us much in the same situation we were before.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to be setting up for another stalemate on last year. I don't think there's anything worth pushing off for either side, so we're just going to have Bill sitting with Remorse grinding, and we're going to have Weapon Fire with Rabu. Oh, sorry, Bread. My mistake.
We do have Benny still on that sniper, trying to get an angle, but what the fuck am I doing? Playing very well and like not giving any heads away. Right, Benny will have to probably rotate in order to try and get something here.
Absolutely. I'm wondering if his team will try and make some space for him, maybe cause a distraction, and then maybe he can do some sort of wide peek. Just try and shake it up a little bit.
Yeah, well, actually, we've got some players entering lobby here, and Bread at least, and Benny's in a pretty good area to pick him off. But actually, T3 and Bread managed to trade in the choke there. Not a really excellent pick for either side. Probably won't be enough to force anything.
And as you were saying, Zildjian, WTF am I doing? Are just playing so safely, so cautiously. They're not giving away any sight lines for Benny. He's going to have a very hard time getting any easy picks. Unless he does something crazy.
Yeah, and they've had the time that Bill's just said, well, screw it, I'll set up a sentry as well, why not? Got the sentry now sitting in the... Is it right in the middle of Snakewater Loss? No, he's moved it. And Bread has changed to sniper on the side of what the fuck am I doing as well. So I guess that was what that was potential sack was earlier. Or the trade.
Potentially seeing a sniper versus sniper duel, and Benny gets the shot off, gets him down to 24 health, but he manages to escape, get healed up by Rabu. And Lambda's actually making a bit of space in Shutter, just trying to scope it out for his sniper, I'm assuming.
Brett is going to get down lower, but he's going to be picked off by a quick and easy rocket from T3 while guarding that. I suppose they should try and force a try and get a sack in going here, or try and get the sniper a sightline. T3 is going to take a lot of damage in lobby, but not actually get much done here, and it's actually meant the combo is pretty split up from each other. The Demo accidentally, and Demo and Pock accidentally ending up on the different side of lobby to their medic. I would have liked to see potentially, instead of trying to get a sack going, just try and make some space for... I guess that probably what they were doing, trying to make some space for Benny to get an angle. Bit of a hero shot, because it doesn't really matter if he dies at that point when they've got a player down. But the sniper's going back up, and it's the same thing again. Benny's hit him for a big body shot, and Brett we just have to back off and get healed up here.
Yeah, it's turning out to be very stalematy. Neither team really wants to make too many aggressive plays right now. They're just trying to play around each other's snipers and see if they can work a pick that way. But everyone else is playing out rather cautiously, for the exception of Lambda, who I've noticed does not fear Benny on sniper. He's actively trying to peek him at every opportunity.
Yeah, that can happen. Brett's just staring at that shutter side, not shutter side, the normal side. Oh, he's nearly got a shot to the Demi Man there. He's going to bring him down to 40 health, but there's no one to follow that up. Headshot into T3, and they'll probably pick up T3 here, and the Uber's going to be used by what the fuck am I doing to try and make some ground here. But the sentry's in a pretty odd location. It's going to be taken down straight away. KPC has done some decent damage, and both the soldiers on the side of what the fuck am I doing going to be picked up by KPC as he's playing this super well. Actually, he gets an arrow from his medic and be trying to take a fight with Bonk, but weapon fires actually ended up happening, and I didn't even notice this, but meanwhile, I was just staring at KPC, the rest of White Noise went down.
Yeah, it looks like all of the White Noise players just fell into the low ground, and WTF am I doing? Just maintain high ground, we're just shooting down on easy targets, and just clean up the frags and got the cap.
Just watching Bonk here on this next rollout, and he's a little bit slower, he's quite a lot slower than Mef actually, and Mef gets the first sticky off. He's still got a fair bit of health here. Bonk just throwing stickies over at the medic, but he's taken a huge amount of damage himself. He's waiting for an arrow, but he hasn't actually found it yet. But he's still walking across the point, lots of damage, and he will end up going down.
Yeah, I feel like it's very questionable to walk across the point in 67 health while the other enemy demo man's still alive, but it's going to work out for them. Actually going to be forcibly. Oh my god!
That's a 5-head trap from Meth there. Nearly picks up Bread.
That would have been incredible, but you know, Rem managed to survive that mid. They've got full Uber advantage. It doesn't really matter if Bread gets the cap here. He's just going to get collapsed on. They'll cap it again.
Yeah, they will actually pick it up, but as you say, Bread is probably going to go down here. He's 3 health. He's going to make it out, surprisingly, but yes, it's just, and they didn't use the Uber charge, which is crucial there, which means that White Noise can look at taking this midpoint with their Uber charge here, but they're gonna lose T3 on the way in, and they're gonna keep pushing it through Kitchen here. Becky's gonna go in for the sack to try and force Rem, but he still hasn't. And the fight, the Uber gets forced off in middle finally here by Lambda,
yeah,
which is very important.
It was a good use from Rem. He really had no other choice there. Soldier was just literally 2 meters away from him, just spamming rockets. You know, you just gotta cut your losses there and use rather than drop. Indeed, and now we're seeing a 70% ad, but KPC big deep bomb onto Rav. Doesn't get heaps of damage done, but some clean jumps there. Now we're gonna be seeing what the fuck am I doing? It looks like they're attempting to push it through Kitchen here, which is a pretty good idea considering how close the scouts are. Might be able to get. Oh, but Mef's just clapping everyone with his pipes, and they're gonna have to use through into Kitchen. They might be able to catch Mef out here. Oh my god, he surfs it through onto balcony. What an incredible display of movement from Mef Monkey. And that's really poor result from the Uber. They've lost a scout and a soldier, and Rem's nearly at 100%. They're just gonna have to leave here, lose weapon fire.
Well, damn.
My
players
god.
go down from the use of an Uber. Interesting.
I think just Mef's damage, like pre WTF am I doing's Uber was just immense, and it just, you know, set the tone for how the Uber was going to pan out.
Yeah, that was pretty big from Mef here, and we're going to see a 50% ad and 2 players down already, but they have actually got the spawns. They've come up on the heavy straight away, but T3 is going to get a bit too deep and go down. KPC's already lost his life to this Uber, and it's going to be a bit of a collapse here from. What the fuck am I doing? In fact, a massive collapse. They probably thought they had just a few extra seconds with those 2 players down and with that Uber advantage, but yeah, in the end, it's a bit of a train wreck push.
We have Benny sitting in drop channel trying to go for a back cap, but with 3 people, including a heavy on last, it looks quite unlikely as he gets collapsed by Feggy.
What just happened? Saw a scout just fly.
Feggy was attempting to roll out and met with his scout and just hit him with a 110 damage rocket until he crated.
Feels bad. And oh
my
a good
goodness.
trap from Meth. Bonk looks at it just a second too late. So he's going to go down to that trap. Meth seemed to be seemingly having a very good game here. Good rockets from one of the soldiers on White Noise to hit Rav for big damage there, but he's only going to go down to 70 health.
And they're aggressively taking ground through grass here. T3 is such a good rock onto Bread. And, you know, without the demo to lay down some suppressing fire into grass, it's going to be a very hard hold from WTF. But as I say that, KPC does go down, and it looks like they're actually coming out of balcony right now. Moving into grass, and deciding that not worth pushing, so they're just going to reset into second.
And it's even Ubers here. See another classic Snakewater stalemate. Both teams playing it fairly passive, no one getting particularly deep. There's a trap, look at this and saw, there's a trap on either side of the wall from Meth and from Bonk. So it looks like no one's gonna be going for that saw area. It's very passive holds from both teams here. I wonder if yes, yeah, we have seen KPC on Spy here. Clearly T3 just didn't do enough last map, so he's been relegated. We'll see what KPC can do here. He's getting in deep, but I have a feeling that what am I doing? I'm going to expect it here, but the team looks like they're setting up, ready to push, or at least make some noise here in Saw. But Meth just getting way too well, not even way too accurate. They're just way too ready for it. There's 4 players looking for them there, and it's just going to be T3 and Meth both going down, and it's just the Spy left to try and backcap this here. He's 1v1ing Bread, who's just going to pick that up. Oh dear, bit of a shambles there.
But both sides managed to maintain their Uber, so I think we'll be setting up for a stalemate again on second. But, you know, as we saw in the last map, WTF just have this unprecedented aggression. They're going to take second here and force the exchange out of Ram. And the spawners will be coming up closer on the side of White Noise, so I think this Uber might come out in favour of White Noise. It's just a matter of positioning at this point.
Oh, damn. Time to have... losing a scout for just a second there, but makes it out with 17 health, and we'll end up trading with well, they'll end up trading soldiers here on the second point. T3 still on 8 health, makes its way out, and there you go. The even Uber's exchange has resulted in what am I doing? Picking up that extra point. T3 still stuck behind. When I say making his way out, making his way well behind. He's way behind. He's going right down to the enemy's dungeon right now, which might just prompt the push from Bonk and the combo here.
Yeah, they're taking a lot of ground in lobby here. Probably just, you know, spacing things out, seeing what off classes White Noise might be running, and just peeking Shutter, just, you know, getting a bit of intel before they decide to make any Uber pushes. And we're going to come up on even Ubers for both teams, and it looks like WTF have picked up on T3 being behind, with pretty much the entire team looking behind. Meth overextending in the lobby, might get picked up by this scout, and they're actually Ubered. They're going to exchange here, but it looks like they're going to get nothing out of either side. This looks like to be a very stalemate Uber, with no damage being exchanged.
T3 is still alive. Like, he hasn't... There we go. He was behind for so long. Not really getting a whole lot done there, but seeing a pretty standard setup here. But oh no, Benny's a bit too deep in lobby. He's going to go down. But now they're 2 down on the side of White Noise. Might prompt the push here from what am I doing? And it will. Bread goes down straight away to the start of the Uber, and Feggy's going to go down to the sentry. Maybe a bit of a premature Uber there, a bit rushed, and Bonk's going to lose his life as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It's premature. It's always so hard trying to dry push it to last with that sentry. You know, they all just walked in one at a time in line fire sentry and just cleaned up, did so much damage. So it was a good hold from White Noise, but I don't think WTF should have pushed there. But we'll see how they can recover from this, you know. Both sides on even Uber. Weapon fire coming up in 5 seconds. He might be off-classing. And White Noise is going to be taking some ground in Saw, spacing things out, seeing what WTF might be doing.
Yes, another even Uber stalemate pushing second. We haven't seen this before, and but this time, what the fuck am I doing playing it ultra passive on their side of mid, giving so much ground between these two teams right now. I suppose neither is willing to, neither really wants to have anyone feed or accidental Ubers here. Both of them are playing super passive.
I mean, WTF are sitting really far back on mid. I'm not sure if they think White Noise have more ground than they think they do, but these teams are so far apart from each other. Nothing is really going to happen at this point. It's going to be impossible for either team's aroma to get in.
Yeah, I have to say I was scrimming against what the fuck am I doing last night, and they did the same thing last night. They hold very, very far back on, and when you think about it, there's not much reason not to. You know, like if you hold this far back, then as you say, there's nothing that the enemy team's roamers or, you know, even sacking scouts or anything can do, because they're just going to be noticed immediately.
And WTF do have point advantage here, so the onus will be on White Noise to make a play or make a push. But at this point, it just looks far too difficult, and KPC is looking to catch out Lambda here, and big pick onto Lambda. Bread manages to clean up the frag, and looks like we're just going to be resetting the stalemate again. Yeah, for a change of events.
We might see a bit of a... Might see KPC going to an off-class hero, or definitely Lambda's capable of that as well. So we'll see Orange... No, they will come up. But wait, they're just going to walk through the catwalk here and use the Uber charge very, very early. And now it's going to be a solo Uber from both teams, but Remorse is going to be he's going to be caught out here for sure. And Benny and T3 and Bill is picked... they managed to pick up one there, and... Sorry if I sound a bit baffled, but that was just a bit strange.
Yeah, I don't think there was really much to push off there. Perhaps they were counting on, even though the Roamer had just spawned, that he'd had time to roll out, so there'd be a player down when they're pushing into mid. But yeah, I'm scratching my head at that one too, Zildjian. I'm not sure why there was a push there.
I mean, maybe they didn't realise how high the stakes were on that, because it might be, I mean, unless there's some excellent play from White Noise so far in order to be able to defend this, but it was nearly... Oh, Rav's on the point! He's nearly going to pick... Oh! Yeah, it's so close to being able to kill KPC there, but man, that was a bit too close for comfort for sure. It's still too close to comfort.
Ravu's just doing an immense amount of damage on these last pushes. He's flying out arrows, he's hitting Ubersaws, he's been a big player for his team.
I'm so confused, man. Like that failed push on mid, like, you know, in a world where White Noise didn't play as well as they did on that last point there. That's a round lost for no reason, yeah? Yeah,
absolutely.
When we're talking about the second map of the semi-finals, and so far 2 rounds have been scored, that one round matters.
Absolutely. And we're going to see White Noise here taking some ground in lobby. T3 has walked down to bats. He's just scoping things out. And you can see that the combo is in Saw. And they're getting good damage onto Ravu. He's actually caught in a corner here. He's going to have to... Oh, it's crits!
And they're going to pick...
Bonk gets the demo on that one.
But that's going to be more or less it. They managed to pick up... Nope, never mind. Never mind. It's Rem just making his way back out to last with that 75%, and he's not going to be able to do anything here, and that's a round. That, again, though, weird from White Noise, because that push onto second there, they had 20% disad. They're pushing
absolutely.
out from Snakewater last onto second. I mean, the stakes really are pretty high right now. Like, this is deciding whether or not you play the grand final here, and it's not the sort of push I would usually do. Meth arrives at the next mid here super early compared to Bonk. Just a super speedy rollout from Meth, and done some good damage, and he's very healthy to be able to walk across this point here. Big bomb from I guess that's Lambda. No, it's Feggy and Lambda. Try and get onto the demo here, doing lots of damage, but Meth is still going to be lived through all of it, and the health is so poor on either team.
And with that, we're just going to have the combo of White Noise walk forward to point with heals and clean up this round. But Bread is hiding in lower. It's been spotted out by Benny, and Benny's going to take that 1v1. He doesn't fear, but Bread gets the massive 2-shot onto Benny, and Weapon Fire cleans up Meth. And with that, the White Noise combo is just leaving. They lost the mid after they got so many good frags. I'm surprised.
Well, to be brutally honest, that was just a combination of Bread and Bonk hitting some pretty nutty stuff on their way back in. Bonk just applying so much pressure, but they have got this 70% Uber charge ad here. They're going to be able to force, what the fuck am I doing, right out. Picking up Bread on their way out. But someone's behind yet. Fecky's behind. He's going to try and get some rockets onto Remorse, but it only brings him down to 100 health there.
Indeed, and with 2 down on the side of WTF, they're going to be able to walk into grass for basically free here. Can't tell if Bonk's got any traps set up, can't see any, and Lambda's gone in onto Rem and...
Just look at the wrong way!
decided to focus on KPC rather than the med. And Ravu's actually coming up on Uber now, so they've lost the Uber advantage, but I'm curious to see if they're going to still push on the 1-player advantage anyway.
We're seeing... KPC sack in here to try and get some damage onto Rav, and they do get some decent damage, and T3 went down slightly earlier as well. But Bread is back on that sniper, and Weapon Fire is going to be setting up that sentry.
And Lance is going to be clearing lobby as the Pyro decides to back up, making some space for his sniper, and the sniper's going to be peeking through this shutter angle. He's wide peeking, he's got complete confidence in his team, but Meth punishes him for that wide peek.
I mean, Brett nearly clicked the head of Meth there. Like it was a close one there. But because he missed that, he's going to end up losing his life there, which is, you know, it's not that bad when you're facing a pyro and an engineer on Snakewater last. So he's just going to come back up and give it another go.
And with WTF just keeping these off classes, it looks like they've got no intention of pushing out anytime soon. They're more than happy to play this stalemate game. Bread eats a pipe from Meth, and the second one just flies over his head, very close there. And,
also, just in case you hadn't noticed, we do have KPC on the sniper as well.
Alright, I'm keen to see a sniper v sniper duel.
Playing deep in drop down actually, KPC.
Oh, unscopes at the wrong second. And
the
gets
pyro!
flanked by the pyro. It's a bit of cheeky land of pyro. And T3's gonna go down to weapon fire. Meth gets dropped and...
Yeah. You hate to see it happen, my dudes.
Almost feels like a bit of BM on the side of WTF. Would you agree, Zildjian?
Yes, they did this exact same thing last night. We got to about 10 minutes left in the map and they started playing off 3 off classes in the scrim. Anyway, they are going to head back and change off, I think. Weapon fire, surely he's going to be changing off. No, he's not. He's moving his sentry forwards.
Oh no, this is turning into a farce.
I mean,
no, KPC goes down to Bread.
T3 with a big high bomb in, trying to get some sync rockets onto Rav. Oh, it's so low! Big force from T3. That was excellent rockets. Man, that's not an easy job to try and force the medic there with such a lot of distance to carry.
Yeah, if only Weapon Fire had his sentry down to protect the mid.
I mean, yeah, great. Like his sentry's up and now he's dead. Like, fucking, come on, man.
And with that, it could actually be a round for White Noise here. Like, they've lost the Uber advantage. They're 2 down. They're just going to walk into second here.
Lambda's behind as well. They'll probably pick up Lambda here before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, there he is. They'll pick up Lambda here, meaning it's Lambda hits him with the brother.
Yeah, the BM here, it's gone a bit too far, and it might actually cost them this round.
Yeah, you just see this happen, man. I mean, there's lots of cap time here, but they need to pick up the frags. So they'll pick up Rav, which is good because the Rav probably would have come up on Uber towards the end of this fight. But they are going to drop Meth, and they're going to pick up Feggy for it as well. Bonk goes down, and there's just T3 on the point. Is super low.
The Lambda's on pyro.
Lambda's on pyro might end up defending this. Bill's going to pick him up. It's just a one with burning Bill.
Nice.
He's going to get it. Nice. Rav was
Bill
so
with an
close
8k
there.
on an 8 kill streak. Absolutely
Holy
insane
moly.
player. Dragging his team over the line.
Well, I mean, honestly, I hope that 20 new players out there, if you're watching, that is why you don't run these classes all the time. And,
oh, you guys, sorry.
No, all yours, man.
So we're going to be seeing WTF take this mid-fight on their regular classes. Now, Lambda's coming in with a huge bomb, making so much space for his team. Gets cleaned up by Benny. But Weapon Fire absolutely claps both scouts. And T3, low health on point, gets cleaned up by Bread. And, oh no, Veggie, which is a huge flank. He might even get the demo here. Demo's so low, he wants to melee, melee. And he gets it.
I just wanted to point out, though, that, what's his name, Meth hit a crazy pipe on the medic there, take him down there. So Rav did die too, some crazy pipes from Meth.
Yeah, Meth always does such excellent work on mids. He's always doing such good damage to key classes. And it's good to see him get the med pick there. Oh,
damn, I completely forgot that, what the fuck am I doing, got a second round there. I thought it was even. But no, it's still 2-1 in favour of what the fuck am I doing. And with White Noise on their last, for a defense here, with about a 70% disad, it's not looking great. Oh, it's the Uber! It's crit, sorry, and Remorse is going to go straight down to these crits. But Benny with massive reflex trying to just denies so much damage of that crit. That was like 4 or 5 stickies in a pipe reflected by the pyro. That could have been devastation here, but we do end that fight with just Meth on 60 health and Bill with his sentry on 20. And And
yeah, I agree. Benny was just doing so much work to deny that crits. I wasn't actually expecting for them to put the pyro in top left. I don't see it much, but it worked out very well for them in denying that crits.
T3 and Orangello KPC getting straight onto mid and picking up Ravu straight away, but at what cost? Because they've already lost 3 players. Meth is already, it's 40 health as well. The players are going to have to run out, and they're going to pick up Bill. So, you know, yeah, you picked up the medic there, but might be seeing some players trickle straight onto last straight away. And indeed you are. You got weapon fire capping already. Big bombs from KPC and T3, but Lambda is playing this pretty well. Just
oh my god, Meth!
Huge.
What was that?
Huge pipes from Meth there, right at the end. That was literally a round if you don't hit those 2 pipes.
He's doing everything he can to make sure that White Noise are still in this game. There's still 4 minutes 30. It's only a 1-round deficit. There's still plenty they can do with this. They are at 30% disad, and Weapon Fire actually wants to take the final point, but Bill cleans them up quite nicely, and looks like they're going to be retreating to mid. The ad's actually ballooned out until 50%. I'm not sure if Ravi knows this, but it would be very worthwhile to push off.
But instead, White Noise are going to go for the push. Lambda obviously getting introduced. Oh, it's because it's crits from Rav.
Oh, of course, you're right.
And because of that, the crits is used. I think they picked up 1 frag with the crits, and then just immediate death for Bonk. But on comes, what is that, Bread? Just we're going for trying to get onto the med, but only ends up finding KPC there. Just weapon fire left alive on the side of what the fuck am I doing? Trying to get out.
I'm convinced that part of the BM from WTF is directed at KPC, because I've seen a bit of trash talk in chat, and I've also noticed that they're all sacking for KPC. He'll just be standing alone on point capping, and they'll just sack one person into trade with him for no reason.
Man,
I'm not sure if it's working.
Man, look at this, like, it's just, like, they didn't even cap second yet, and what the fuck am I doing? I already have the pyro and the engineer. They are not losing this round for anything. Oh no, this is not good. But they end up picking up Lambda pretty early here, but the Uber is just useless.
Oh, they get the demo. They need to go for Ravu. If they don't go for Ravu, he's going to get Uber and he's going to be able to hold off this last push. He's at 86 right now. It's so close.
Hey, this is just no one's getting on the point though, and the stickies from Meth are doing a lot here.
Ravu dies!
Damn, dude, and we are right back in this.
What a reversal. That's huge. I mean, what started out as BM and, you know, probably an ill-advised crits play has now, you know, made this game more competitive. It's opened things right back up for White Noise.
Yes, totally. Meth just beefing one of his jumps on this right here, which means that they're going to arrive at mid at basically the same time. Lots of damage onto Bonk. He's down to 20 health. He's, you know, straight down. This is exactly what White Noise needs. They need a big aggressive mid here and take this right to last. They've got 3 kills already. The health is so bad on the side of what the fuck am I doing, and everybody on except for KPC on the side of White Noise is pretty healthy. Rem's gonna live with 30 health. Oh, but Bread's already on. This is Bread's gonna pick up remorse right at the end of that fight. But that's not that bad. It's still what they needed here.
That's just insane. Bread is so good at scout. He just keeps hitting every single shot he needs to onto the med. Keeps getting these med frags on the mid fights and keeping WTF am I doing in the game.
T3 is already deep in the enemy's lobby. He's actually made it straight behind him. I don't know how he ended up getting there so quickly, but T3 is well behind, and it definitely ended up doing a bit of a play here.
Let's see if all this jump mac practice has paid off, T3. I want to see a huge play. I want to see a med frag, a demo frag. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect.
No. Oh. Holy moly, that was so close. But Benny and Bill.
They walked in as he was cleaning up on the med.
And Lambda's fucking playing heavy on bats. And dude, they're going to lose this fucking round because of... Oh, good lord. Wait. Good play. Yep, no. No. I mean... Come on. Like...
That's incredible.
How do you...
That was a huge play from T3, and his team just complemented it perfectly as he was shooting down rockets behind on the med. The entire team turned around to look at him. At the exact moment, the scouts just held W through all the choke points, got him for free, and started getting those frags, and just rolled it straight to last. What an excellent play from White Noise.
Totally, but also slight misplay from... What am I doing? Once again, having those random off classes playing a bit too far out, but massive aggression from the soldiers on this mid here. They'll pick up 3 easy kills, and they've got 36 seconds, theoretically possible to get this round here if they really push it. And they are doing it. They're getting super deep. They are going to try and do this. What the fuck am I doing? It's going to try and pick up this round here. They've got all 6 spawns on the side of White Noise, and they did not manage to pick up the medic, and they've actually ended up with a bit of a 20% disad here. And the Uber will be forced out. They'll pick up.
They need to go for Ravu.
It's only 10 seconds
Ravu
left.
dies.
Ravu dies. Oh, Bread! He's on the point. It's so close. It's just 2 players left alive. 4 seconds on either side. Lambda alone on the point. He's not going to get any. Oh, good lord, that was close.
They sure gave us a run for our money on that last round. But wow, incredible comeback.
We got a holy fuck cunt dropped in chat from Meth. Oh my lord. What a game. Hang on, let me just have a look at these logs. I've got this. Yes, thanks, Mitch. Damn. Obviously, the shining figure from these logs straight away is 306 DPM from Meth. More than 50 damage a minute, more than his the next top Bonk at 250.
Meth is so economical with his deaths. He has the exact same deaths as Red Med. He's always making sure he's never in a position where he's overextending or getting caught out. And, you know, it just makes such a difference when your team's demo is always alive and their team's demo is, you know, died 5 times more than Meth,
and
you know.
5 times more makes a difference, man. You know, 5 times more is enough to get you an extra 3 rounds. You know? Clearly. But yeah, another interesting thing to point out, I suppose, is huge frags from Bread, 29 and 18 there.
Yeah, he's been very consistent tonight on Scout. He's just a fragging machine. Keeps getting those meat shots. There was that time he ran down lower. Oh, sorry, Benny ran down lower to take a 1v1. Benny was fully buffed. He had 185, and Bread was on 80. And Bread just fucking 2-shots him, cleans him up, gets the frag. Absolutely insane.
Indeed. Pretty even heal spread from both the medics here, except for maybe one of the reasons that Meth has survived so much is he has actually gotten over 1,000 more heals this map in getting at 31% on Snakewater compared to Bonk's a measly 25.
I mean, what can Rem say? Meth's a healable guy. When he puts out that much damage, he's very easy to heal. And I'm really proud of the way T3 played on this map. You know, I think his performance was a lot better than what he did on Pro Lands. He was really making a lot of space for his team, and in addition to that, he was doing damage and making frags. You know, the 23 deaths at the end of the day, he'll tell you it's irrelevant because all those deaths were doing something for his team. So, very proud of the way T3 played on Snakewater.
You sound like a bit of a proud dad over here.
Well, it's the other way around, really. He's my proud dad.
Nice.
He's the one who mentors me.
Well, here we go. I've just noticed in chat here that Weapon Fire has stated that Seraph is going to be swapping in halfway through this last map of the Intermediate Grand Finals here. I don't know who for yet. What is that? Would that be Feggy because of Scats? I can't imagine Lambda leaving a match.
Yeah, I'm actually not too sure who'd be switching out. It could potentially be Ravu. They might have Seraph come in on med. I'd probably say it's like equal in terms of skill levels. I think Ravu's a very accomplished medic now. He's stuck with his team for, I think, 3 seasons now. I'm not too sure. But his cohesion with his team is really excellent. He's come a long way as medic. So if they're subbing him out for Seraph, I think it's an equal trade. Perhaps they might be lacking a bit of the cohesion they had on the first 2 maps. But yeah, it's all speculation, I guess, because we're not sure who Seraph's subbing in for.
Totally. All I can say is that I have seen this team play with many different players.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even in the last few days. So I think there's not going to be a huge amount of cohesion difference. I suspect, because I have a feeling there's someone in those comms with a huge hand on the reins. But anyway, here we go into the 3rd and final map of the intermediate semi-finals here for season 26 of ozfortress. This is What the Fuck Am I Doing versus White Noise here on CP Granary. Just pro RC8.
I'm going to be specking Bonk on this roll. It gets to mid quite weak. Getting good damage onto Meth. Meth gets down to 25 health. He's going to be waiting for an arrow from Remorse. And they're going to be having some good aggression from KPC. KPC trades with Bonk. and both soldiers are in on remorse. They can't get the frag, and with 3 down here, it's looking quite dire for WTF am I doing. Ravu goes down, and it's just weapon fire. He's going to get cleaned up by this scout. Excellent mid from White Noise. They just, even though there was early damage onto Meth, they just healed up and then waited out the aggression from both soldiers and then just cleaned frags.
Agreed, and I also want to say that I reckon this is exactly what you need to do against this team. You need to get onto Bonk early, you need to kill him, because his damage can just be so insane towards the tail ends of fights, he'll hit everything. So getting onto Bonk early at the start of that mid there, is going to make their job a whole lot easier.
Absolutely. And it's going to be full Uber ad as Meth and Bill walk in through left shutter. They use pretty early, and they're going to need to focus this heavy on pipe. And Lambda surfs it away. Bill finally getting to... Oh, he gets arrowed! They get 2 frags though. And with those 3 frags onto WTF am I doing, it looks like the round's going to go in favour of White Noise. As I say that, Bread gets 2 frags onto Bill, and another White Noise player finally goes down to Benny, and it's just Bonk. What an excellent push from White Noise. It got a bit messy halfway through, but they sorry, I've lost the word. But they reformed and pushed in together.
The word? I know the word you're going for. Gained composure. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna check out Meth on this mid here. He's 46 health, arriving pretty low, but so is Bonk. Having said that, stickies are early from Bonk though, and F is trapped in this death corner, not able to put any damage out until this medic arrives here, which means there's going to be a substantial ground gained from... What the fuck am I doing? But big bombs from T3 who's moving all around. Rav's surfing all around, 50 health left. 3 players are going to go straight down on the side of White Noise, leaving some fairly healthy what the fuck am I doing players here trying to probably chase. Yeah, here we go. Lambda with the big skip jumps. Huge jumps from Lambda.
How does that hit Rem? That rocket has so much splash. That's incredible.
I don't know. I thought, like, were you watching, whose perspective were you watching that from?
I was watching from Meth's.
Yeah, I was watching from Lambda, and Lambda's was always fucking perfectly threaded, like right through the gap there. And that was pretty excellent bomb from Lambda there. Did a triple speed shot into direct rocket on the medic, which will now leave 100% Uber ad on the side of what the fuck am I doing? And they've got the same off classes that they were running on the last defense. The other team here, Lambda, gonna have to try and get some damage onto the heavy, but the heavy is just living T3 on the 260, still there. So much damage being put onto the rest of the team, and everyone's so low on the side of what the fuck am I doing? The scouts are gonna run in, just gonna get mowed down, and I reckon, yeah, Rav and Bonk are in danger of dying here if... yeah, Meth's coming straight on. Huge damage onto them. Bonk is trapped in Z here. He's going to surely...
4 HP.
Hey, anyway. Oh, no, he does die. There you go.
Yeah, it was a bit of a scuffed last push, in my opinion. They just couldn't get that heavy frag. Heavy lived for way too long. He was just completely denying Bonk and Bread. They just couldn't get in without getting shredded by T3. So I think they just need to focus the heavy more on that last push. But other than that, it was a really good hold from White Noise.
Indeed. And the Ubers are now going to be used in Garage here. The Ubers are going to be traded onto Feggy and Bill. Just a bit, just a bit of an even Ubers used there.
Oh, Bonk is getting clapped! KPC!
So much damage there. Picks up weapon fire and Bonk, and F accidentally surfs up onto the pipe here, which saves him from a marauding Bread, and now it's just Rav left alive on seconds. Undoubtedly go down here. Maybe not? Yeah, no, he will.
And a late death, that's terrible for WTF. It's going to be a really tricky last hold for them.
Bread on Sniper, he might have to dish out something excellent here, but he's missed his first shot onto Benny there. Yeah, they can really take their time. Like, yeah, White Noise, I think this is the play. Like, don't rush it here. You've got 100% Uber ad here. Make sure you get this Uber before you take the push.
You know, it also gives them time to, you know, scope out off classes, just see what WTF might have up their sleeve in terms of shenanigans, and just make sure it's a really clean push. And Bill's clearing stickies as they're walking through. It's really clean, really efficient. And they've got the brass beast heavy. They're going to Uber on that. Just going to focus all their fire onto him. And if you'll excuse me, my game's just lagging out. And they're getting the frag onto the Bonk before he goes down. He gets a pipe onto Bill. With only 2 up though, just Ravu. Can he do a miracle last hold? Unfortunately not.
big fan of that. That was perfectly played last push there. You know, they called the targets, killed the heavy, did what they had to do, got the job done. Perfect. Mwah!
Need to see more of that fight noise, then we can hopefully see them in the grand finals. Fingers crossed.
Yes, well, just to remind you, there's a lot on the line here right now. This will be going to the grand finals. And anyway, now back onto this mid. Meths go down super low, super early. It looked like he was getting some decent damage onto Bonk there, but enough. And it's just Rem's left 1v1ing the demo man with
what a surf! Incredible. I think the difference in the WTF mid was Bonk's been calling, he's doing so much damage to Meth very early on. I think a soldier just fast committed, got the early rocket onto Meth before he could get arrowed by Rem, and that's basically the mid fight sealed at that point.
Yes, indeed, and but Rem did manage to make it out through a nifty surf, so he's Ubers are going to be even here.
Witnessing the Benny sniper.
Yeah, indeed, and the usual off class of the heavy standing on pipe, I assume, just to try and block any passive aggression here. So they're going to take their time here, and it's fine. They've still got 23 minutes left in this map. Damn, we had two rounds in 7 minutes. We had one round in 30 on Badlands. Anyway, Lambda's going to go down to a sack here. Oh no, he's timed out. So he timed out and was killed by.
He was killed then timed out, I believe. And
there,
it looks like they're not pausing. Weapon fire goes down too.
Damn,
so with only he's just respawned now. I was about to say with only 2 up, it's worth pushing for white noise, but I guess they're gonna play it gentlemanlike and let their player rejoin the server before making any uber pushes.
I think that's fair enough. You're already 2-0 up. But anyway, having said that, weapon fire is now on Spy, and Sniper, he's got a good line of sight onto Bonk there, but more Bonk knows where he is, and he won't be peeking that for no one.
T3 might actually get this pick.
Benny
gets the pick onto Lambda.
Well, you know, it's pretty far in here. He's got a pretty good opportunity to get something done here, but in the meantime, what's happened? 3 frags have just happened. T3 and KPC have both gone down. Did you see what happened there?
I think it was just they were making space in lobby for their sniper, saw soldiers that could be caught out, tried to take the fight and just, I think, failed in the end. But weapon fire, standing on pipe.
Bonk is dead, just been headshot by Benny.
My goodness,
got no
Benny.
Demo Dan. What's happening? Where's this weapon fire bloke?
He's sitting on pipe. I think he might be going for a back cap play, it looks like. And KPC is sitting on last, so this is not very viable for weapon fire. And it looks like he's going to abandon back cap strategy and maybe go for a bigger play, like a demo or mid pick.
Oh, he's accidentally run into KPC with the skill stick act.
No! That's so unfortunate. And, you know, it's 2 picks early in this Uber exchange. The Uber's actually going to be fading last for WTF, and they're going to be taking this point. Weapon Fire's fragging out on Spy.
What, yo! I'm so confused, dude.
It was very messy from White Noise. It seems like they didn't have all their corners checked when they were trying to push out into second. There was a delay on the cap, and that just pretty much ended the round for them because they just got clapped.
Oh dear, we've got some almightily slow rollout from Bonk here. It's so slow. Meth is going to be here so much earlier. And Bonk has already gone down to 40 health here.
Oh my god, yeah. Bonk just gets owned. Bill and Benny clean up Lambda. Feggy's going in for a bomb onto the medic. He's got to get it, he's got to get it. Oh my god, Bill managed to clean it up. Just Brett alive, and that's a wipe.
Dude, that shows you what happens when... I'm not sure that was entirely Bonk's fault to blame on him, but like, you don't have a demo man at mid for that long. Like, all you have to do is hit 1 or 2 stickies onto him and your soldiers are already there to ingress, which is exactly what happened. KPC just got straight onto a 60 health Bonk and took him down with one easy rocket.
Yeah, shutting down the demo on granary mids is just overwhelmingly effective. Like, once the demo's out of the fight, or he's dead, or he's waiting for an arrow, it just gives the opposing team just so much free ground and aggression.
Yeah, and we're gonna see this the same situation before. Is they've got the time. They don't have to rush this last push here. But they've got a sentry this time instead of the heavy, which is gonna be easier to take down, I suppose. And lots of damage from Meth. And
Bonk is so weak. Super low. Rem gets the frag.
Scouts are collapsing here. No one can hit him so far, but they doesn't even need to. They just leave the point and end up capping it. It's now 3-1 in favor of White Noise.
In fact, I believe that the rounds have gone in favour of the mid-fight so far. So I think White Noise have won 3 mid-fights, and WTF have won only 1 mid-fight. So I think the mids are like really forming the way that this game's shaping out to be.
Dude, look at it again. Bonk is just trapped out. Like, Meth gets there so much earlier. Both soldiers are taking some good aggression on the right crate, and actually the combo's going to be walking around to the blue garage here. Huge damage from Meth though. Super low on all the players, and there's a big collapse now from both teams actually, with Bread and Feggy picking up 2 players, but 3 players already going down from the side.
Wow, Lambda gets the frag onto Rem at the end of the mid, crucial, and Bill kills Weapon Fire, just Bread, and Bill cleans it up. Nice 4k for Bill. Yeah, it looks like WTF were all just standing in the corner next to Garage, and T3 just hit a fat bomb off Meth's damage. Just managed to clean up frags, and Lambda managed to salvage it with a med pick at the end of the mid, but a win for White Noise.
Yes, indeed. And yep, good trap from Meth. He set up an early trap there. As one who's came there, weapon fire pick straight into it. Now actually got this extra frag to work with here, but the Ubers are relatively even here. As a result of Remorse going down at the end of the mid. So I suppose we're going to see a bit of a granary stalemate here. I wonder where who's going to take the aggression first. We've got a fake call coming out of just to try and what's the word? Yeah. So sure, bait the push out of. Well, it's not going to be successful. They've both got the Uber charge. They know it's pretty even here.
And T3 actually gets completely rolled by Lambda. Not the sort of pick you want to see on the side of White Noise. They're actually going to be taking a lot of aggression out through Z and Shudder. They're actually going to be taking left yard completely. Managed to pick up Benny, but Meth trades with the Scout. KPC is getting pushed at Garage. He might actually get fragged here by Weapon Fire. Weapon Fire picks up the kill, and it looks like they're actually going to get sandwiched here. It's a really tricky situation. They're sitting in Garage having an even Uber exchange. It looks like WTF want to push this through Garage. They do have the player advantage for that. They actually rush out balcony. Meth is a huge pipe. He cleans up on both soldiers. And Weapon Fire is so low on top of all the crates. Meth is just doing so much work with these sticks and pipes. And it looks like they won't be able to take this mid-fight. They're going to be forced to leave through their own Garage. And yeah, that was just great work from Meth. Just locked them out completely, prevented them from taking that mid, even though they had the player advantage.
Indeed, now we're seeing some pretty decent aggression from KPC and Meth trying to take this ground in yard here. They've done just that. Bill's trying to get super deep here. Both scouts are taking a fight with Weapon Fire on the flank, and they've backed off now with both of their lives in check, which meaning that, and they've actually managed to pick up Bread on the flank here as well. It's super good play from on the flank, just backing each other up, making sure no one's taking a 1v1. There's always an extra player there to help them out.
Yeah, both scouts on the side of WTF wanted to get on Benny, but Benny had the support of his team and managed to survive. And as I say that, we're going to be witnessing an Uber exchange here on last, and Meth's going to be trapping up the point. Just needs someone to stand on it. T3 is raining down rockets from above. Bread gets picked off by Meth. Some nice stickies from him, and it looks like they're going to have to leave this fight. Meth's going to get caught out as well as Ram. Orange on last can't get the cap, and that's actually a wipe from White Noise.
I mean, damn, it looks like a pretty good situation at the start there, because they managed to, with even Ubers, just before Rav popped his Uber, managed to pick up Bonk, which is a great pick when you're pushing any point, especially the last points. And it looks like White Noise is just going to opt to not really anything on mid here. Well, I mean, as I was saying that, they're going to back out of Garage here. But it's just be T3 alone for a big sack in. He's only going to manage to do about 1 rocket of damage to Rav, and he's immediately going to heal it up with the pack.
Yeah, and Ravu's actually building a nice bit of ad for himself here, around 25 to 30%, and they're going to push through Garage here off that player advantage, no fear. They're going to be taking left, pushing Benny at Shutter all the way into his own second. They have no fear, they're just walking straight. And I think they actually knew they had that 30% ad because Meph's going to get caught out. Rem still doesn't have his Uber, he's only at 90%. And, you know, the Meph pick is huge, but KPC gets Feggy and Bonk with a huge bomb. And they're going to recollapse in second here, but they don't see Lambda above. Ram's going to have to use. Ram gets forced. Excellent play from Lambda, and Weapon Fire is actually on their last.
And yeah, that will leave Lambda like available to cap on secondary. He's going to be picked up, so it's just a bit of a distraction play. Or, you know, they managed to get the Uber out, which is super crucial, and block the stop them from moving forward with the Uber by sending players behind.
Yeah, that was some great delaying on the side of WTF from their flank. Both Lambda and Weapon Fire just chilling in the rafters on second, and also having Weapon Fire go back to last. It just delays White Noise so much from pushing out and creates so much time for the rest of the combo.
Indeed, and there's a we're now seeing another stalemate here on the mid 2 second on pretty infamous for it here. But,
oh
wait,
no!
Weapon Fire is on. Damn, he's on Sniper, and Remorse is going to go down to a fully charged body shot there. 95% he had in. Not quite a drop, but KPC is going to try and get right onto Rav to try and force anything out, but he's not going to be able to do anything, and so instead they're now 2 down with 100% Uber disadvantage here.
And we already see Bill off-classing onto Heavy. He knows it's going to be a hard last hold, and Meph's getting quite low, 67 HP. Manages to escape. They're actually 2 down on the side of WTF. Even though they have Uber, this might be a really tricky last push considering that White Noise will be able to have the spawns coming in soon. They might just wait for their spawners to come to second, get their players, heal up, and then take the Uber push. They've got so much time. There's still 50% ad. And yeah, I think we're just waiting on WTF to get buffed up, and we're going to see an Uber push.
I think that's the way to do it though, but Benny's on Sniper and he actually headshots Feggy just before they come in, meaning Feggy's going to be completely out of this Uber and it's just a Scout and a Demo Man in there, but they do pick up Bill nice and early, which is what they needed. T3's going to try and get onto the combo to do a bit of damage to him, but it's just going to end up dying, and it means that now there's a lot of healthy players on the side of what the fuck am I doing, and not many for this. And this is gonna go right down to the wire, I'm telling you. This is 3-2 here with 11 minutes left on this intermediate semi-final on the 3rd and final map. But
Bonk
no,
beats.
Bonk, dude, can't keep doing this.
Very sloppy rollouts, and he's getting to mid so low. I would be surprised if a stick from Meph didn't kill him here. Oh my god, 100 damage stick. And Bonk is just...
He's gonna live though. KPC's gonna end up dying as he tries to get in there onto Bonk and do some damage.
Bonk hits a nuts pipe onto Benny.
Classic.
A pipe from beyond the grave.
That is totally fucked if they win that mid.
Oh my god.
Oh no, but I mean, again, it's what they need. Like, they're chasing this round here. It's one round they've got behind him. Bread is, look at this aggression from Bread onto Meph. He's just chasing him right to last. There's only Bread. He's only just gonna make it out there. But they wanted that Demo Man so hard.
If I were a scout, I would never take a 1v1 with Meph. That man has insane DM, so the fact that Bread can just, no fear, W into this Demo Man on White Noise just shows like the quality of player he is.
Damn, this is some sweat right now, and see this potential swap out we're seeing Seraph, but might make a pretty big difference here. But in the meantime, Weapon Fire and Bread have gone down, which is fairly significant here, and the combo's going to wander out to Z here to try and get a bit. Oh, good rockets from Lambda during the Uber to manage to get built. He's body blocking the shit out of Meph. Meph is only going to be able to make it out due to the last tiny dribbles of the Uber charge being flashed onto him there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't a win for White Noise there. I feel like their Uber was just so much better and they had the player advantage. I think the spawners had just come in from WTF and that made the difference in the fight, just ended up stalemating.
The Uber was pretty good for what the fuck am I doing, because they immediately picked up a scout during the Uber and then
very true.
Body blocked him. So yeah, it's I think it was I'm surprised that Meph didn't die in all honesty, but We're now seeing Benny on Sniper and both teams building quickly, but this is great building from both teams. Like, they're exactly even here. That's, wait, Weapon Fire's going to go down to a trap somewhere that was set up by Meth. Now, this might be a good opportunity for Benny to get a shot as they push in here. But it looks like they're just going to opt to back out due to that Weapon Fire death.
And White Noise are playing this very safely. They're not making any unprecedented peaks. They don't want to give any inches here to WTF. They don't want to give them any ground. Considering they have the point advantage, clock's ticking down. They just want to play this as safe as they can.
And we have Weapon Fire on the Sniper here, trying to take that duel with Benny.
Well, I mean, last time he was on Sniper, we did see a med drop, so let's see if he can do it again.
He's getting a good angle here. Holy
wow,
moly, that was close.
Rem was just dancing around on top of the pipes, completely oblivious to the sniper dot that was lining up on his head. Manages to avoid that one, luckily. It gets the pick onto KPC.
Shot.
What a huge shot. Taking the 1v1 with Benny.
And he's going to win it.
Wow.
This is not great for White Noise. They're 2 down here with the Ubercharge when we exchanged here.
Oh, but T3 is taking a huge solo. He's doing so much work for his team.
Good
and
work
just
there.
making sure that they can't cap second. Their spawner's going to come through pretty soon, but Ram dies post-Uber.
Oh, this is not good. 2 down with no medic. A granary defense with no off classes. This is looking pretty
Bonk
dire.
goes down early.
Bill huge to pick up that demo man early in the fight here, and it's actually looking pretty terrible now.
Oh my god!
What am I doing? With lots of damage being pounded onto them from all sides, but Bread's going to win this 1v1 with Benny on the fight here.
Oh
Weapon
my
Fire.
god!
He's going to pick up the pick too early. Bread is 1 health. Bread versus Bonk rolling out. Oh my lord, that was so much.
Weapon Fire is just absolutely destroying on Sniper.
Yeah, so many changes of pace during that fight. It's like it looks pretty good at the start. What the fuck am I doing? And then fucking terrible, and then went back to being pretty good.
Well, I think the coordination between Bill and Benny in that last push was just incredible.
Did we just miss a midi? Did we just miss a midi? Someone's accidentally hit a rocket. Is what happened. Oh well. We are holding last from Bonk. Dropped in chat. Looks like. I mean, yeah, the teams are going to be pretty. This has been basically what, like, out of the 24 minutes we've had, 23 minutes, the majority of which have been stalemates so far.
I think that's just a testament to how coordinated these teams play together, and you know the level of coordination and in-game leadership for both these teams to play so carefully and play so safely.
I agree. I think the thing that's forced the wins on the previous map were poor calls. It seemed to me like the ideas, a couple of poor calls from White Noise, and on the previous map Snakewater. Obviously, the poor call to just like start to throw 10 minutes to the end, I suppose. But
and Weapon Fire is just wide peeking in Lunchbox, trying to get this pick onto Meth or the Med, but Meth has that trapped up, so I'd be surprised if he peeks that again and doesn't get obliterated. They're going to be leaving through Shutter. Yeah, most unfortunate. And it looks like we're just going to be stalemating again. Maybe Benny might go for a play through drop down. KPC seems to be taking ground in Lunchbox. And yeah, it's stalemating again. It seems like they don't want to do anything with that player pick. I think they're just happy to sit with this point advantage. And with how stalemating Granary is, it's just, I think it's the better play for them. They don't want to risk losing a player, and then maybe that turns into 2, and then suddenly they've got a last hold on their hands. Like, they're very content with the way things are going right now.
You are right. But they've actually got Benny. Look at this, super deep on this Tommy Slav heavy. Later.
That's what you get for going heavy, Benny.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
No heavies anymore. And actually, Lambda's going to opt to try and take this solo here. Trying to put some damage onto the rest of the players, but what he hasn't realised is T3's walked back forward and tried to get some damage onto the combo, and it's going to be a fairly even exchange of Ubers here, but Lambda's actually ended up being pretty deep, and it will end up going down to T3, but in the meantime, Feggy has picked up Bill and T3, and Meth responds with a kill onto Bread. So, once again, pretty even here, but what the fuck am I doing? Do manage to come out with that second point as a prize.
Exactly, that Uber push was well worth it. It gets them one step closer to that last point, and we've just got weapon fire here and sniper peeking both angles on the shutter. Looks like Feggy's going to be opening the left shutter, seeing if he can spot anyone out there. We've got Meth holding that side, so hopefully Meth doesn't make the mistake of peeking that shutter and get picked by weapon fire.
Yeah, they're playing super passive right now, not giving any sniper sidelines a go. And the Ubers are, it's actually a 10% disad on the side of Remorse, but I don't think the Rav's clearly not going to do anything with it here. It's a big stalemate. We're 4 minutes down though, is what you have to remember, like 4 minutes left. And if we, wait, so yeah, if we end up, yeah, what am I doing, end up getting around, then we have to go to a golden cap here, which is not what anyone wants really. And if they don't, if they just continue to leave this stalemate for any longer, they're leaving themselves with so little time in order to cap this last two rounds.
And weapon fire was peeking so aggressively in the windows next to pipe.
Yeah, just matrixed the rocket there from T3, nearly getting clapped by T3's rockets there. But see, they're just doing such a good job of keeping the sniper out, not allowing him any grounds or any sidelines. He's going to try and get an angle up top now, but again, KBC is just watching that, man. He can spam it out so easily. He's going to make his way to the left room. Meth is someone he might be able to see through here,
KBC's onto this.
KBC's, yeah, he's on it. I'm surprised he doesn't take any damage actually on his way out, but yeah, there's nothing that weapon fire can do here.
And, you know, Bill's got this excellent dispenser sentry set up. You know, dispenser armor is real. It's very hard for KPC to get a shot in crucial classes.
They've just used the Uber.
They've used Uber in left.
They just randomly used the Uber on the far right. Like no one got force or anything.
And all they got from that was the sentry.
Which means that they're just now going to lose two or three players, 4 players. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Bread loses the 1v1 with Benny, and it's just Feggy taking 1v1 with Meth. What? Rem craters!
Wait. What? How does Remorse die?
Feggy got a rocket onto Rem, and Rem just cratered. It's really unfortunate. I'm wondering if the Uber was just like a time pressure thing. They saw the clock and got a bit nervous, but I don't know. Like, it's a very strange push.
It strikes me more of these. I mean, these guys have been playing this game for a very long time, and they've probably seen enough stalemates in their day, and they're just so bored they didn't want to deal with that anymore. But it's still not. It's not worth almost throwing a pretty decent opportunity to equal out a semi-final here.
Well, with that late Rem death, there's actually like a 20% ad on the side of WTF, and knowing like how seasoned these players are, I'm sure that they're going to try and use that.
Maybe this is the long game. They did that entire push just so they could try and make Rem crater at the end of it.
Although Rem's catching up, I don't think it's enough to push off. It looks like they're going to try and make some space through upper. They're coming through pipe right now. They're just using straight through. Oh, I'm not sure how well this is going to be. Rem pops onto his heavy and to his scout, and
it's just not good, is it?
No, but they're getting frags.
Oh, hang on! Lots of damage onto the heavy here, and yeah, it's all about these 1v1s we wanted. They've got so much cap time right away, and it's just, dude, how is this? My God, I spoke way too soon. I apologize. That was just. I mean, you know, what's happened right there is that what the fuck am I doing? You've gone, look, we've got the better DM here, at least they reckon. Let's just fucking do it. Why not? And it's paid off with a round here. Equaled them up with 40 seconds left. Yeah, that means we're going to we are going to a golden cap here, I suppose.
What a back and forth map this has been. Started out so strong with White Noise. They were getting lots of rounds off very quickly. But then, you know, bit by bit, WTF were just inching their way back into the game. And before you know it, they've got another round with 40 seconds to go to tie it up.
I don't want to alarm anyone again, but we're currently another player down there. They might be able to get this round here. They've got 8 seconds. The demo's on it already. Dude, this might happen. They've got 5 seconds
to cap the
cap. Holy, good lord. I mean,
that was comfort.
That was close. Fuck yeah. Anyway, damn. Here we go to a cheating Uber. Come on, from Bonk. And this is going to be the golden cap here for the. It's going right down to the wire. This intermediate semi-final here. I'm gonna have a quick look at these logs before we do so.
I'm seeing very similar stats to Snakewater. We've got the standout players, Meth and T3 again, doing lots of work for White Noise. Benny really turned up. He got 33 frags, 15 deaths, just really doing the work he needs for his team, as well as getting those crucial sniper picks. But I'd say the one difference from what I'm seeing on Granary for WTF is Bread and Bonk didn't perform quite as well as they did on previous maps. I think Bonk was getting focused down a lot at mid, and he was having a really tough time trying to get damage out. And Bread, he made some impressive plays on Sniper, but I think Weapon Fire was honestly the standout sniper for WTF. He was making a lot of plays, got a lot of important picks. I think he got at least one med drop, which is justifying going Sniper enough. So I think he'd be very proud of the way he played on Granary tonight.
I agree. Huge damage out of Meth once again, as you said. If we check out the heals, it's very even spreads across the board here. In fact, yeah, this is just the logs of two teams playing Granary to the best of their abilities.
Have you noticed? Do you think Lambda's been playing a bit more pocket than Feggy? Because I thought what started out it was Feggy pocket and Lambda Roma.
Yeah, look, I did just see that on the logs, and then I went back to the other logs and saw that Lambda was getting more heals on the last maps as well. So maybe I'm just talking absolute shit, and Lambda is playing pocket for them. But it seems like they've got a bit of a double Roma style play style going on. Not really, actually. You know, they've got the pocket, but anyway, here we go. Going into this last mid here. Of this intermediate grand final between What the Fuck Am I Doing and White Noise. Meth has gone down super low, super early, 16 health, but he's picked up the pack and will just be attempting to put some get some heals and put some damage onto the combo now. Super passive from What the Fuck Am I Doing, meaning that Meth can just walk forward and rain hell down, lots of damage onto all of the What the Fuck Am I Doing here. It's just strange to see a super passive mid on this last point here, but we get both scouts alive for
How?
A huge collapse. That is insane.
The scouts on WTF just doing incredible amounts of work.
That's nuts, man. They just like that was a loss so long ago in that fight.
I believe it was Weapon Fire who went into White Noise's garage, made the flank through balcony, dropped down, and then two-shot Remorse. And then from that, the rest of WTF were just collapsed as they no longer had any heals, and just managed to wipe them that mid.
Wow, wowee. So now we're seeing even Uber's about 10% add on the side of Remorse, but not much to be doing, not much to be working with them holding garage. What the fuck am I doing? Looking to build and take the super through garage itself as well. Again, bit of a stalemate.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Zildjian, but if the golden cap reaches the time limit, which I believe is 30 minutes, I'm not sure if that's still a thing.
15, right?
15.
I think it's 15.
Is it the winner of the mid fight who wins the round?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the person who holds mid wins after 15 minutes, but good lord, do I not want to see that happen.
Well, I mean, with the way the rounds have been going tonight, we might just see it. I'm sorry to say it.
It's the most anticlimactic end ever. Anyway, so Feggy's went in deep there for a bomb to try and get some damage done. But he's going to be cleaned up.
He did get the force. He did get the force.
Wait, did he? Oh, god damn it. We were just talking about... Yeah, he did. And Rem's now back on that 20%, meaning 80% Uber out on the side of... What the fuck am I doing? They're going to pick up KPC as he goes for the for the force as well, but Bread's going to be picked up by a trap from Rem. If he deaded that a second later, that would have been about a 3k. But look at this, both Benny and Bill going straight back to spawn. They're not risking anything here. They want these off classes, but it's still 60% Uber out on the side of What the fuck am I doing? It's even players, but this Uber has the possibility to do a whole lot on this here, but they've got to go relatively quickly, otherwise there's a possibility of Remorse being able to get it here.
And
in fact,
yeah, I think they're just running out of time here. I don't think they want to push. Oh, never mind. Looks like they want to go through right shutter. Benny's got the sight line, can't get the shot off, and the Uber comes out, and Rem's going to have 100% here, so managed to get the Uber off into Meth and T3. And I think this is pretty disastrous on the side of WTF. 3 down, and the Med and Scout managed to survive and escape.
A great building from Remorse there in order to equalize that Uber disad. It could have been pretty pretty butt clenching to be facing a 50% Uber disad on a granary defense there. But stranger things have happened this game.
Absolutely. And, there's not going to be much contention for the mid here. Blue are going to take it pretty comfortably. As I say that, Bonk's going to be raining down stickies from balcony. Lambda gets down quite low as Bonk retreats through garage. I'm curious that we still haven't had Seraph come in. I'm guessing there's no longer a need for a substitute on the side of WTF.
I get the feeling that they're having a good time right now, so and none of them want to swap out or whatever they need to, so they're just playing it. But the Bill's actually going to go down with this Uber charge being forced out from Remorse here. And the trades are going to happen here. It's a much better Uber for Rav. And Remorse is going to go down here highly like... Damn, no, Remorse with just a little hop there to avoid any damage, and he's going to end up making it out. So that Uber Benny would be the only casualty from that. I suppose Bill died as well. T3 is going to die at the end of this as well. And now we've got a KBC deep onto the medic, not being able to do anything here though. And man, there's a big collapse actually here from what the fuck am I doing?
Weapon fire just got completely destroyed by Meth. Unbelievable. Meth does not miss pipes on scouts, man. He's absolutely insane.
Well, I mean, this is again not a situation you want to be in if you're White Noise with a 60% disad and 3 players down. And it's actually going to end up being more like 75%. Oh, T3 was looking to trying to get some damage onto the combo there, but didn't realize they're already on the point. But Bill is hiding. Look where Bill is. He's all the way back at the garage trying to go for a quick play here.
Oh, it takes his 1-2 shot. Oh no, disaster. Why did Ravi walk out on his own? That's so disappointing.
That is confusing. And Ravi goes down now, leaving that'll probably be a what, 60%, no, 50% out on the side of Remorse.
All White Noise have to do now is just to watch out for any back cap shenanigans, because Granary is very easy to back cap on with all these little nooks and crannies that people can hide in. So as long as they clear every crevice of this second point, which they're doing a really great job of doing right now, they get 3 frags, it should be fine.
That is... Oh god, I didn't actually see what happened there. But what was that? Did Rav like walk out of Shutter or something?
He went Z. I'm assuming to go Shutter, but his team didn't follow him, so it must have been a miscommunication because it was just him walking out of Z.
Which is the perfect opportunity. Perfect.
And he goes down again. T3.
Meanwhile, the Uber's being used here while to try and capitalize on this med going down. They're doing a lot of good damage here. Bread's actually going to pick up KPC towards the end, but Weapon Fire is going to be fighting Meth right back on the end of points. Bill's going to be trying to take the 1v1 with him, but yeah, exactly that. Just like that, White Noise are now looking at pushing last.
It's been a coast to coast. They've gone from one last to the other, and they've got a bit of Uber to work with. Can't see any off-class on the side of WTF yet. But it looks like they want to fight second here. Regardless of Uber advantage, they want to just try and bully them off second and get this point. And Mef's laying down some stickies to try and push them off, but they do get the cap. So
yeah, I mean that 40% Uber ad is not going to do a whole lot if you're if you're just being bullied out anyway. So it looks like, and I actually believe that's a very good play from What Am I Doing as well, because now they've got this extra ground. T3 is actually going to trade with Feggy. Bill's going to pick that up there, but they've already got the players deep onto the point. What the fuck am I doing? I've just given it up for free there. But the Uber's going to go straight on.
Oh my god!
Go down with 80%, and Bonk's going to go down as well. Dude, this could be the round here.
Bill is insane. He's on a 6k.
That was a huge play for Bill, but the heavies come out a bit too early, and they're already on the point.
That's
and
the game.
They've done it. Oh, man, I don't even know what to say about that. It's so confusing how they like. Anyway, they just so many of these fights in this whole match have been like going one way, then going the other, then going the other way, then going the other. But anyway, there you have it. The winners of your semi-final of ozfortress Intermediate 26 is going to be White Noise.
I think with that last Uber push, man, like they were tired of just getting aggressively pushed out by WTF. So they said, you know what, we're going to try it on you guys, and it just worked out perfectly. Got the med pick, went straight onto Bonk, then they, re-aggressed and cleaned up frags and just doing the point. It was just such an excellent last push.
I agree. That's exactly what they need to do. And if they got themselves onto Ravu early and made sure that there was no possibility of getting that Uber charge. Yeah, that just for that golden cap itself. Bill picked up 9 frags there. Which is yeah, 9 of Blue's 25 kills in that final last fight in that final map. Good lord. So we won't be getting these collated logs, I suppose, but well, damn. There you have it. A very, very back and forth match there from both teams, and we got what was it, a 1-0 victory on Pro Lands to then a 4-3 on Snakewater, and a 4-3 on Granary as well.
Yeah, I think it was a really tough spot for White Noise coming out of that first map. Losing 1-0 on Badlands after playing 30 minutes just hurts your soul. Like, you just feel absolutely crushed. And, there's been times where I've noticed Benny would often, like, when I used to be his teammate, he'd tilt quite easily from results like that because, you felt like he did so much work, you felt like he played so well, but it was just a 1-0 result, very unsatisfying. And for them to bounce back on Snakewater and then to do the same on Granary is just absolutely incredible. And I commend White Noise for coming back on that frustrating loss on the first map.
I agree, and I've got to ask the question of what the fuck am I doing of that last 10 or so minutes on Snakewater. I mean, it seems. Yeah, I don't want to say it, but it seems like they were almost throwing that, man. Like, I know that these wacky plays can work out quite a lot, but you got so much on the line right at that moment. Like, we're talking about the whole map there. Like, I don't know. I have a feeling that there was a little bit of a throw from what the fuck am I doing there? That last 10 minutes of Snakewater, but on the whole, very well played from both teams. Pop off moments from everybody, really. Like, everybody had fantastic games. Yeah, is there anything else we have to say here, Mitchell?
I think we'll be doing interviews. I just gotta communicate.
We will.
I'll just communicate very quickly. It'll be 2 seconds.
Right. I doubt we're gonna get anyone from what the fuck am I doing in here. Anyway, so there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Will we trying to get some interviews in, I suppose. Yeah, I have a feeling that we haven't quite got the energy amongst us here for some interviews now, unless you've got them lined up right now, mate.
Yeah, I messaged a few people, and it looks like they're currently busy.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'm sure the TF2
with other as well,
but all right, no worries. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and great to cast with you, Ali, and we'll be seeing you guys. A big shout out to Mitch on production, of course. Sorry, and CappingTV. Watch this space in the future. It's gonna be some interesting stuff popping up soon.
Yeah, big shouts to Mitch. Absolutely incredible job in production tonight, and I just want to give a big shout out to all the boys on White Noise. Thanks for getting us into playoffs, even though I couldn't be there for it. And big shout outs to Kenji, Fez, Cool Dad, all the boys. And yeah, thank you so much for casting me for these Zildjian. It was an absolute pleasure.
You too, mate. And James, I'll see you at the retreat. This is CappingTV signing off.